Hey YouTube, yugiohmarketman here, coming to you with another Decks for Dummies episode, and this is going to be on dragons, and assuming all of the effects are what they are, as of right now for the new dragon stuff that's coming out, like Light Pulsar, Dark Flare, and Divine Dragon Apocalypse, and then Eclipse Wyvern. If these four cards stay with the same effects, then I think the dragons are going to be like tier two at least, because right now they're like not there, but they're going to be tier two, possibly tier one. I'd love to see dragons be tier one again, but enough about that. I'm going to get into the deck list real quick, and I'll explain everything um, that needs explaining. Triple Eclipse Wyvern. The effect is, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish a light or dark, level 7 or higher, dragon-type monster in your deck. Then if this card in the graveyard is banished, you can add the banished, the mon the add the monster banished, add the banished monster by this card's effect to your hand. It actually says you can add the monster banished, but I know it's supposed to say the banished monster, whatever. But this is actually really good because this gets your red eyes and stuff banished and your light pulsar banished and whatever. And then once this gets removed for light pulsar or the dark flare, you can get whatever you removed back to your hand. So it's pretty good. It's a light 1600, so it's pretty good. Triple red eyes wyvern, duh. Triple red eyes darkness, duh. Triple white stone of legend and triple blue eyes. That's pretty much your lights. And then you've got one Alexandrite dragon. Um, I play this just because it's a beat stick when I need it, and it's just a nice light dragon monster, I guess, to summon. Um, then you've got one debris and two totem dragons, which is pretty much staple for the dragon stuff. Then the new stuff as well. You've got Divine Dragon Apocalypse, two of those. It's a level 4 Dark 1015. Once per turn, you can discard a dragon. Well, discard one card to tribute one dragon monster. I really can't speak or read at the same time. Sorry. Once per turn, you can discard one card to target one dragon in your graveyard. Add it to your hand. I'm so happy I got that through. So basically, if you don't have a Red as Darkness in your hand or whatever, and you have this card and some other card, you can make an explosive field with this card. You'll summon the Divine Apocalypse thingy, ditch your other card, get the Red Eyes, remove your Apocalypse, special summon the Red Eyes Darkness, special summon from your graveyard, boom, boom, happy fun times. And it's a dark, which means you can use it for Dark Flare and your Light Pulsar. And speaking of Light Pulsar, you guys already know that people tried riding dude's dick, but instead of playing three, I'm playing two because I can then play two Dark Flares without that much problem. And I'll tell you a reason why I play Dark Flare as well. Light Pulsar, you already know it's Chaos Sorcerer, summoning conditions. You can send a light and a dark monster from your hand to the graveyard, special it from the graveyard. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, when it does lose timing on certain things, you can target one level 5 or higher dark dragon type monster in your graveyard and special summon it, which means you're going to get your Red Eyes Darkness. Boom! On the field. Or you can get Dark Flare if you don't have a Red Eyes in the grave yet. Speaking of Dark Flare, same thing as Light Pulsar for summoning. Once per turn, you can send one dragon type monster from your hand and deck to the graveyard. So it's one dragon monster from your hand and one from your deck to the graveyard, and target one card in either player's graveyard, banish it. Which means this is automatic anti-plants and everything like that. And it's a level 524. So what's actually really good about this, that I like, is you can go special Dark Flare, normal Debris, get your White Stone Legend, Synchro into Brionic, bounce some stuff, and now you've got Brionic and your debris on the field, now you can synchro into Trident Dragon, which is really, really nice combo because you can clear off the back rows, and you can do Trident Dragon to completely wreck your opponent to the face. Actually, I take that back. And I didn't realize that Trident Dragon said Dragon type non-tuners, so you can't actually do that. But you can go into an Orient Dragon and do the same thing, so it's not that big of a deal. Spells, you only run 12 spells and 3 traps. One Allure, one Avarice, one Future Fusion, 2 Dragon's Mirrors, 2 Trade-ins, 3 Cards of Consonants, Reborn Heavy, and Triple Royal Decree, which you guys already know what all that stuff is for. You can swap out a Dragon's Mirror for a Dark Hole if you really want to. I like playing 2 Dragon's Mirror because then I see it more often, but whatever. Extra deck, I'm going to do that before the side deck because the side deck has a lot of explaining. Let me check my time. 6 minutes, I'm good. Okay, extra deck. Blue Eyes Ultimate, duh. 2 5-headed. The reason why I'm playing 2 is because I have 2 Dragon's Mirror and a Future Fusion in here. That means I kind of need 3. And I can get 2 5-headed out in 1 turn if I really play my cards right. So that's 10,000. That's pretty beasty. And in case like my opponent has Thunder King out and my Future Fusion's about to special it, they can negate it. So yeah. Actually, I don't know. I'm not really up to date on like negation stuff. Whatever. 1 Utopia because you can make it and you may need to make it sometimes. Catastrophe, Brio, Orient, Ancient Fairy because Dark World rapes the deck. Gravekeepers rape the hell out of this deck. Black Rose, Exploder Dragonwing. I actually really like this card. If you guys don't know what it does, it's a level 7 24 dragon, and it's generic except for dragon non-tuners. If it battles a monster whose attack is equal to or less than the attack of this card, which means if there's an increase or decrease on the card, it will still have the effect. You can destroy the monster immediately with this card's effect without applying damage calculation and inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack. Which means the monster has to be face up for this effect to work, and if you attack, say, Thunder King, they cannot activate Honest from their hand because it destroys the Thunder King before damage calculation, and it does the full 19 of Thunder King's attack to your opponent. And if somehow they thought maybe I shouldn't use Thunder King on an Exploder, they're a retard, but you know, I'm just saying. 1 Red Dragon because defensive things like Spirit Reaper kill the fuck out of this deck. Stardust, Scrap, Trish, and Trident Dragon. Duh. Side deck. Now, I'm going to list the normal ones that everybody knows, and then I'm going to list the ones that nobody really knows the effect of, and I'll explain those. So, 2 Compulse, 2 Warning, 1 Solemn Judgment, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Burial from the different dimension, and 1 Foolish Burial. And then the stuff that people don't know, 1 Clear Vice Dragon. This is kind of an old card. I think it's like a year old maybe. Look it up. It was a secret and it came super in a tin. Looks ugly as hell as a super, but I will pick up the super just to play it. If this card attacks an opponent's monster, the attack of this card becomes twice the attack of the attack target. So if it attacks Thunder King again, it will be 3,800 and it'll deal 19. If this card would be destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can discard a card instead. So Dark Hole, negate. Torrential, negate. Bottomless, negate. You can negate Bottomless with Clear Vice, which is really cool. I mean, your opponent can't Bottomless it in the first place, but if there's something that automatically is continuous and it increases your monster to over 15 or 15 or higher or whatever, then you can discard and negate the Bottomless. Little insight. It does have question mark attack in the first place, and if your opponent attacks the clear vice, it has 0 attack. So protect it. That's why the compulses are in here. And this is just like, it's basically a game-winning card, and it's mainly used for like mirror matches, because mirror match, your opponent can bring out a 5-headed. You can go double sack for clear vice or special clear vice, whatever, and then run over your 5-headed, take 5,000 damage, and I'll poke you with other stuff. Real good out to the mirror match. 2 Dragonic Tactics, which is tribute 2 Dragon type monsters, special summon a level 8 Dragon type monster from your deck, which means you get Blue Eyes or you get the Darkstorm Dragon, which I'll talk about after this next card. Dragon Reincarnation, 3 of those, and there's 2 tactics if you guys didn't know. 3 Dragon Reincarnation. Chainable Trap card. Banish a face-up dragon you control. Special a dragon monster from your hand or graveyard. Boom, boom, boom. That means that if your Red Eyes Darkness is in the grave, you can summon a monster and use Dragon Reincarnation to basically swap it with the same effect as Red Eyes Darkness, but from the grave. So it's pretty cool. And it's chainable, so your opponent kind of goes, huh? Okay, then Darkstorm Dragon. This I love, but it's a Gemini monster, which I don't really like. Level 8, 27 and 25, which means it's not going to get run over that often. And it's got the normal Gemini text, and then for the Gemini effect, once per turn you can send 1 face-up spell and trap card you control to the graveyard, destroy all spell and traps on the field. So, if you have a face-up Royal Decree and you're afraid of maybe Book of Moon or MST during, like, because your opponent can say, when you enter battle phase, MST Royal Decree. If you don't want that to happen, you can go Darkstorm Dragon, tribute the Royal Decree to destroy everything. And seeing as the tributing is a part of the effect, your opponent can't negate it with, like, I don't know, Divine Wrath, I guess. That your opponent can't Divine Wrath it because you're activating the effect, and seeing as Royal Decree is still in the field, your opponent can't activate the trap anyway. They can, but they wouldn't do anything. So yeah. Yeah, that's the deck. Tell me what you guys think, because I really want feedback on this deck. Test it on Dueling Network, because, that's what I'm looking at right now. I really, really love this deck. It's so trolly, it's not even funny. So, please, please give me some feedback on this deck. I would really appreciate it. Even if it's like, this deck sucks, don't play it. I will accept all the feedback, because I really, really, really want to see exactly what everybody else thinks of it, because I really like it, like I said before. So, yeah. Peace out, YouTube.